Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday, February 19, 2025. I call this meeting of the Pearsall Independent School District to order. It is now 6:31 p.m. Let the record show that a quorum of board members is present, that this meeting has been duly called, and that notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Texas Government Code, Chapter 551. Next, we'll go to item 2, Invocation. Gandra.
Heavenly Father, we thank you for today, for all the blessings that you continue to provide. Thank you for bringing each of us here tonight to celebrate accomplishments and recognitions to highlight our awesome students and personnel here at Pearsall ISD. As we move through tonight's meeting, I pray that we seek to receive your guidance for wisdom, understanding, and discernment to be wise in making decisions for the good of our district, for all that have placed their trust and confidence in each of us as leaders. Grant us humility to always seek your will in everything we do. We pray all this in your mighty name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Next, we'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we'll go to item number 4, Pearsall High School graduate of the OFSDP program. Doctor.
Yes, sir. So we have Ms. Aleida Velasquez here that will be sharing information with the school board regarding a current graduate of Pearsall High School.
Yes, good evening, school board. So today we will be honoring Damian Lopez for his completion of the optional flexible school day program. So he is not able to be with us this evening, but Damian started with us on November 6, 2024, and he only needed a handful of classes to recover with Mr. Gutierrez. He has worked extremely hard to complete his graduation requirements, and we are very proud of his hard work and dedication. If we can give him a round of applause for completing his requirements. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Next, I'm going to go to public comment. Do we have somebody signed up? Margie who? And the second one? Hold on, ma'am. I'm going to read these public comment. Notice of all board meetings shall designate a portion of the meeting to hear public comments on items listed on the agenda for consideration. No presentation shall exceed 3 minutes per agenda item except for persons requiring to use a translator. Any speaker who requires the use of a translator will be allowed a maximum of 6 minutes per agenda. Complaints and concerns for which other resolution channels are provided shall be directed through the proper channels, referencing board policies BE, BED, DGBA, FNG, and GF. This section of the meeting is reserved for public participation. Please keep your comments civil and courteous. Please avoid using profanity and refrain from making personal attacks on others during your opportunity to speak. Finally, we ask that you not discuss students who are not your own children. Any violation of these rules will cause the board's president to stop the speaker's address. Again, if the speaker is seeking board resolution or a specific complaint, that concern should be addressed through the district grievance process. District policy DGBA has been established for addressing employee complaints. Policy FNG is the avenue for filing parent complaints, and policy GF addresses community members' complaints. Grievance forms can be obtained at any campus administration office or in the central administration office. So, ma'am, you have 3 minutes.
Okay. First of all, thank you for allowing me to speak. The issue that I bring forward to today, as I handed you the pamphlets, is information about a teacher who is currently employed with the district, who has a lengthy criminal record. They are not deferred adjudication, they are not pending, anything like that. These are felony convictions. On one of the charges, he was transferred over to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to a treatment facility. For the three incidents are driving while intoxicated. He is still an employee with the district. I brought this forward to two separate individuals, and it was basically just looked over, and that was it. I didn't receive a call back or anything. I feel as if we are hiring individuals, you guys are hiring individuals with criminal backgrounds, then maybe that should be said, you know, hey, we now offer you to come and work with the district and students and be their guardian, you know, even though you have a criminal record. These are, again, these are not misdemeanors, these are all felonies. They're all convictions, and it'll say on there, if you look at in the entire documentation, it gives you the entire process of the case, when he was arrested, when he was booked, when he was bonded, when he was motioned to revoke his probation, when he was given a device for his car. All of that is listed in that documentation, and I just want you guys to be aware of what is going on. I don't know what system you use, but this was also cross-referenced with the Sheriff's Department. Now, I only have one mugshot, but the Sheriff's Department has 3 different mugshots. So, again, this is in the form of being transparent. Maybe we should already, you know, offer other teachers or other individuals with qualifications to be employed with the district, because we have a convicted felon on payroll right now. So that's all. I don't expect anything from you guys. I just wanted to bring it to your attention, and maybe something can get done.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. Next, we'll have Ms. Tara Moreno. Time started. Good evening.
How are y'all doing? Short and sweet today. Easy.
Go ahead.
Hello, everybody. First, I would like to start off. Thank you, Mr. Logie, for the donations for the TFP Little Map Store today. We started the Little Map Store at TFP now, back. It's an incentive for our students for perfect attendance, for good behavior, however our campus sees fit, on earning a Dogie dollar. Well, not a Dogie dollar. They were talking to me about it today. Little Mav dollar, and they get to come in every 6 weeks and buy goodies. So it's been a great turnout. I recently had a meeting, and it kind of brought, I wouldn't say concern, but wonder as to how much focus we do put into our special ed department. I feel like as a person who was born from a mom with a severe learning disability, who tried her best with 3 daughters, she did an amazing job with myself and my 2 sisters. I feel like there could be more focus. I feel like from every age, from TFE all the way to high school, I feel like maybe there's a lack there of support for it. The only reason why I speak on that is because I saw the benefits from my middle sister, whom was in the special ed program, and I just feel like we've kind of maybe wandered. I was at a different district myself, but I feel like we've wandered away from helping them be able to learn to be the best they can in our society. We don't want to push them into the world and them not really know the grasp of what is going on, and it does start from them small. From pre-K on up to being in 12th grade, I feel like we could do more. I feel like we could push more for them and be there and support them, and not just them, but our teachers as well. Our special ed department from the top to the bottom. I have had the chance to kind of work with every campus and every special ed department, and it's just something that has been sitting with me in hopes maybe we can move forward to better that department, not just for PISD itself, but for our students and for our teachers. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll move to item 6, recognition. Item A, student recognition. Gonna be the principals. The principals. Ed.
Good evening. I guess I'm have a list of students we'd like to recognize for at junior high for the job well done, just the overall character that they present, and a positive experience that they give for everybody. So I have a few names I'd like to call up and recognize. Marlene Guevara. Maya Martinez.
supportive learning environment. Her dedication to fostering student growth and enthusiasm for teaching makes her an exceptional role model. She sets high expectations for herself and for her students, including creating classroom competitions to motivate students. Most recently, she stated that she is encouraging kids to just get 10 points higher on a unit assessment, and all she does is eat lunch with them, and that has increased a lot of the motivation she gets from the students. She works hard. She's very passionate and has a positive impact on the students and the entire school community. Please join me in congratulating Miss Debbie Gonzalez as our
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Oh, my old man glasses. For junior high, we want to congratulate Ms. Nurse Martha for being named Pearsall Junior High's Employee of the Month. Her dedication and compassion make a lasting impact on our students every day. Whether she's providing expert medical care, offering comforting reassurance, or ensuring our students feel safe and supported, Nurse Martha goes above and beyond to keep our school community healthy. We are grateful for her hard work and commitment to the well-being of every student at PJH. Nurse Martha.
Tonight, for Pearsall High School, we'd like to recognize Mr. Richard Crawford as our Employee of the Month. Mr. Crawford is not only a department chair for our history department, but he also teaches U.S. history, which is an EOC. That's one of the 5 assessments that students need to pass before graduating. The last couple of years, several years, he's scored way above 90% on his passing rate, and that seems to be consistent with him. He is open-minded. He knows what works, and he's not afraid to deviate from the plan when needed. But he's just somebody that we can really depend on. He's not afraid to voice his concerns, which, sometimes if we don't know what's broke, we can't fix it. And so he's an integral part of the high school environment that we have right now, and we're very proud to have him as our teacher and to recognize him tonight as our Employee of the Month, Mr. Richard Crawford.
There we go. Thank you so much. There she is. There we go.
And 1, 2, 3.
Thank you. Thank you.
Good evening. All right, so for the alternative campus, I would love to congratulate our Employee of the Month for February, Mr. Chris Cruz. So Mr. Chris is a paraprofessional who works with our secondary autism students. Mr. Chris is great at building relationships with the students, being able to connect and understand our students at a deeper level. He is patient, and he has their best interests at heart. In addition to being a paraprofessional, he also assists in the transportation department by picking up students in the morning and dropping them off at the end of the day. Thank you, Mr. Chris, for all that you do. Your hard work and dedication does not go unnoticed. Thank you. Let me get your award. Thank you.
Actually, two questions, and of course, I got a call about the burner phones, right? Some of these students have been using burner phones on the yonders. How's that going?
I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot I had a little bag of goodies that I was going to bring to share. And when I mean goodies, it's the creativity that these kids are putting into trying to smuggle in phones. And I left them on my back counter. But I was saving them there, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna just to share, not really for anything, but I think in our role, we have to find humor in it and not just see. But we did have those conversations with students saying, let's use this creativity, get us to pass these assessments and whatnot. But they're cutting out like a composition book, the black and white composition book. They're cutting out the middle of it, and so if you look in their backpack and you're looking just through the top of their backpack, because that's part of the screening process, it looks like a regular composition book. So you kind of open it and that phone is in there. They're cutting also holes into or little placements into books, like novels and whatnot. We had one go as far as a book, and he put his own lock on the book with his phone in there. So I was like, okay, what does this pouch do? Well, it locks my phone. What does this book do? Well, it locks my phone. And I was like, so we're kind of, do you know where, do you kind of go where I'm getting, you know where I'm going with this? And they kind of laugh about it, and they're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm doing the same thing. But it had a little lock on it with a tiny little key on it. So we are confiscating those. We're keeping those in the office. Their pencils, the colored pencils, Crayola colored pencils, the 2 layers, they're taking out 1 layer of pencils and putting it behind there. Hoodies, it's cold, they're putting in the back of their hoodie. But it is getting detected with the metal detector. The good thing with the metal detector is if they have it on their person, when they go through, it indicates where it's alerting. It'll alert like the feet if it's something like in a boot. It'll alert the middle area that's their waist, and then of course shoulders and heads if it's anywhere above. Their boys are hiding up behind their buckles. They're wearing the big old rodeo buckles, and they're putting it behind there because it's like, oh, do you have a belt? And they're like, oh yeah, I have a belt. Oh, okay. Well, then it started getting wind. They're hiding them there. We started finding them there in their boots, the hoodies, and then just being creative and other things. They have open like Dockie's bags or Chip's bags, and they're putting them in the bag and resealing them, because now they told me that at Walmart there's a resealer that you can buy that is not battery operated or anything. So they're getting creative with it. But we find about, I think we're down to about 15 to 18 a day in the morning through the screening process. And so of course, how much time does that take? It's not taking long at all. The last 2 weeks we're about 4 minutes, 2 to 4 minutes at the longest. I know some of y'all had concerns as well. I was out there timing it when the line at that time was the most congested all the way under the covered area. We were averaging 7.25 minutes. 7.25 minutes. And so that, I think, for what the purpose of it, because we're not just checking gas, the phone with the cautious, but checking for weapons. That's the purpose of the screening. But I think 7.25 minutes average is good for what we're trying to do. And that was the average. The highest, the longest was 16 minutes. I know there were stories out there of it taking an hour and a half, and an hour to get through, and that was not the case. But I can assure you that every time a concern was brought up, my daughter or my son was out there going late to class, and we did look at cameras to verify it, because if there wasn't wrongdoing or you saw that people, reach out and say, you know, I dropped off, you know, my daughter's never there past 8:15, and she's getting part of her buildings at 8:20. And she's going late every day, and we're checking it, and it's like, no, it's more like 8:29, 8:30, so they're already late. I think it has helped. How was screening? I think I told you guys at the last meeting, Amaya, they were going to my line, because I was screening, and they were going to the other line, so that caused some concern, because they were, the other line was getting longer, so they would kind of go down back to screening on the left side, so everybody would kind of move over to the right, and they don't think they would hear them. But I removed myself from the screening, and I'm just making sure that the line's moving. And so that has helped. That has helped to make sure that the lines are even, that they're not, you know, hanging out, because that was the other thing that we found on camera, that the kids getting dropped off, and then they're kind of over here with their friends hanging out while the line's going. So, we did make that change. So I'm out there, and, you know, guys, it's 8:20, you guys are already late, let's go, let's go. They're kind of getting dropped off or walking from the parking lot. But, it was, on average, on a high day, it's 7.25 minutes. We haven't hit above 4 minutes in like the last 2 weeks. And it all depends on when they get dropped off. And so it's like what I like to share is, and parents that have called, I said at any given time, within an hour, you're gonna have time, there's gonna be a line. It's not the same people in that line. And so that's a misconception that these parents have. You know, they see the line and they might call somebody else, and the line is still out there, but it's not the same, it's moving, it's moving. But I think the biggest help was me moving outside, to expedite it. Let's go, and when we were, kind of ironing out, the time, I was giving time to the screener. Guys, we're at 5 minutes, we're at 6 minutes, oh my God, we're at 10 minutes, what's going on? Like, what's going on? To do it as quickly as possible, but as thorough as possible. And so we're finding that fine line with being thorough, because the purpose of it is to advance the students. But the phone, or the topic, it did add to it, because they are being sneaky, so it's not just with the backpack, and we're having to, you know, kind of. Yes, yes. We have a lot of reporting, or so-and-so, you need to check, that's how we found out about belt buckles, you need to check your hand belt buckles, you need to check the hood. And so we're like, okay, we're like, hey, what's going on? They're like, oh, I'm okay. You know, they're wearing all kinds of jewelry and stuff to try to offset it. But it is, it has been very tedious. It does take, it takes a lot of time, for the safety of our kids. It takes a lot. And thank you for the adults, because we're out there for an hour and a half. An hour and a half every hour. Yeah.
Thank you for everything. But I do have a question on the purpose. I don't know if maybe in a faculty meeting or something, y'all can kind of get some data, collect data on maybe observations like the teachers. I mean, what did they see? Is it beneficial? Is it working? Does it pull away? Does it allow the student to concentrate on the academics of why we did it? Maybe something like that. Yeah. Can you do a little report and share with us?
It is making a big difference, but we're also hearing from the kids themselves the difference. Kids are coming up and saying that, you know, I'm having to miss assignments, I'm caught up with everything, I'm passing, and these were students that, you know, typically were struggling. And so, and we're in double digits of kids that have come up and said that. And they're like, and I was like, what's the difference? Teachers, and
good to hear that because, I mean, if it wasn't, it's one of the biggest objectives of going to this, you know, so they can concentrate on their studies. And I'm glad to hear what you're just reporting, so thank you.
Can you go over the STAR scores that you, or the STAR testing that you did with the benchmarks?
So that first one, that's where we ended our last year, and so all of the data from there on is in comparison to where we were, where we ended last year. Because our goal, of course, is to do better and hope to, finish stronger than we ended last year. So when we're looking at our November, December, that's unit assessment data, and then when we look in January, that's that's our benchmark. So this is our interim assessment data. So if this were a STAR test, that's through the STAR website, Tide Cameo. It's a mimics of STAR test, and so at that point in time, if they were to take the STAR test, that's how our students scored. So you look on the far right side, the difference, that's the change from last year to this year from STAR interim to STAR interim. So same time this year, and last year and this year. And so we did show improvement across all content areas, with an exception of English 2. We had a 7-point drop, but if you look, those are the students that we struggled with the most, because last year they were 39% as freshmen in English 1. So we are showing, some improvements, but we're struggling with our English 2. So we're working on our intervention and our tutoring. We have students, our teachers, not students, teachers providing small group instruction in our classrooms with those students. And then also keep in mind at the very bottom, we still have 3 to 6 units that have not been taught. So in English, we're still lacking 3 units that have been taught. And so we're hoping to, maximize on our scores by making sure that all content is taught, and then of course continuing to reteach and provide interventions for what hasn't been done thus far.
On that biology one, it says plus 18, but the STAR one said 80 from last year.
That's from interim to interim. I don't have the interim on there.
Oh, okay.
From last benchmark to this benchmark, just so that you could see where we, what kind of a difference that was from this point in time last year to this year. We have two. We have two this year. She is a paraprofessional that did come up or step up to take over that class. So she's kind of like an associate teacher, and then she does have a marine biology background, and so that has helped there as well. So they're very competitive. Both of them, they work together great, and they're very competitive with each other. And there's, now there was a big difference in scores. She was outscoring our other teacher, but now they're right there neck and neck.
You mentioned tutorials. I think that you were supposed to start them this past Monday, right? But because of no school, it starts next week.
We actually started the first week. We actually started the first week in February.
Okay.
Back up the first week of February. And we are sending some call-outs, and we just posted because our numbers after the break kind of declined, and so we did put together a posting that we're going to put on social media just to remind parents of when we're having those tutoring dates.
Okay. And then how often is that going to be off the top of the head? Do you know?
It's
Every day?
Every day
Okay.
to the end of the year.
Okay.
It's every day. We have U.S. history offers tutoring Monday through Thursday every day, and the other ones it's 2 to 3 times a week. Some are Monday, Tuesday, some are Monday, Wednesday. I don't have all those memorized, but
Is that after school?
they're all right after school.
Okay.
So Monday, our biology has tutoring. Tuesday, DLR, English 1, English 2, and algebra have tutoring. On Wednesday, algebra has tutoring again, and then Monday through Thursday, history. So we did try to kind of figure this out so that they don't all offer tutoring at the same time for all content. But
I just want to say thank you as well for being, for your time actually, and for Assistant Principal Ms. Parsons and Dr. Rodriguez for that walkthrough. It was,
We enjoy having people come over our campus, and that way we can show you guys what we do when we're out. Sometimes that's not always translated, but we appreciate you guys coming in.
yes, ma'am. It was a great event. So anyhow, yes, and Nurse Monica did mention about the, I just want to ask that question, so.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
at that level, and I don't want to put anyone on alert or an alarm here, but as time, the years go on and rules change, we have kids who are getting vaccinated and some kids are not, right? So we always run that risk. Our children who might be immunocompromised or whatever, they might not be up to, 100% because of that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Just if you could go over your star data as well.
So do we, like in this last, Shannon board, when I was comparing last year's interim for this year to last year's. So for third grade math in the approaches, we were up 2 points. And then the meets down 2 points, but our masters went up in that third grade math. Third grade reading, our approaches went up, but our meets went down and our masters went down. Fourth grade math, we went up in both approaches and meets, but just down like 3 in masters. Fourth grade reading, we doubled from 7 to 14 in the approaches area. Our meets stayed the same, and our masters went down. Math, we went up in the approaches area, down in the meets, and maintained at the masters. For fifth grade reading, we went down in the approaches and meets, but went up a couple of points in the masters area. And then fifth grade science is what we had, we really were struggling last year, but we did quite a jump from 14 to 27 in the approaches and up to 11 from 5 on the meets, but our masters did go down. But again, like we said, we haven't covered all of the units. The units should be covered by March, so that this is, when we test this, they haven't covered everything that's on the test. So using this data, is how we're using this data to plan the interventions and target. We pull the blueprints or the STAR and what is the highly tested points, and we're going to focus on those. The reading is really just like, there's not one heavily tested area. It's just, you gotta just know it all. So I told them, focus on comprehension. You have to read, you have to understand. So that's the main thing we're gonna focus on. Fiction is what's,
Last year's were interim data, not the final start. Okay.
We do have homes. I maybe have picked up 3 out of the whole year to where they've actually, they turn them into the teachers. They turn them into the teachers in the morning. We've had a couple instances where like at lunch, we have found, like yesterday was one of them. And then maybe a few months ago, there was another one. But as far as
across the district, are we utilizing, utilizing, I'm sorry, communities in school and community real? Okay. Okay, no, but I'm just wondering if it's being utilized quite a bit.
High school every Thursday, and they have their list of students that they visit with routinely, and we have been meeting after with some of our students. I know one recently lost a loved one to a fire, and so he gets counseling from both our counselors, but also from, he was recommended to community nurses for extensive counseling.
They're very approachable. We reach out to them, hey, we need your help. We have a student. They're willing to come in and help in any way they can.
Thank you.
Our community school is there on Tuesdays, and she has her caseload. She did one group, and now she's working on another group. We do have the Camino Real Invocation when they have their cases. We do have our counselor, the school counselor. She constantly sees kids all the time. We're thinking so-and-so's having an issue right now, or so-and-so's crying in the restroom, won't come out. So a lot of her time goes to just individual kids on an individual basis, not necessarily somebody that's constantly needing somebody, but somebody different every day.
So, Mr. Cantu, I do see, and you can relate to Ms. Talamantes, I do see a little more added professional development. That's good. Y'all are branching out, y'all are networking, doing whatever y'all need to do. That the virtual call with UTSA prep program, did that fall through? Do you know?
I'm unaware of that. I would have to get with Ms. Rogers. I can
Okay.
get back with you on that. I know she was taking the lead on that. I do not have an answer for you on that.
Okay. And the Gear Up virtual call?
I would have to
Dr.
get
Wright,
with
is
Ms.
that
Rogers.
surfacing again?
Yes.
Wow, that's an awesome.
So I
Okay.
do know that there was a student interested in that prep program, so that's why they reached out.
So, yes, we were asked if it did go through, so that way the board would maybe later put it on the agenda to pay for it. Help pay for it or something.
I did it all by myself. I did it by myself. I got the teacher's recommendation letters. They were supposed to send it in. That, to my knowledge, they all sent it back in. We're waiting on the request to see if we can approve.
Okay,
But I did get word that the school district still covers it. Me, my sister, and my niece all went to do it while we were in school, so that's why it was paid for.
okay, thank you. And then I had one more. Your life skills teacher, do y'all have a certified teacher yet or not yet?
No, we do not. We have Mr. Cross spending, I want to say, he goes in there at least three or four times a week, spends a couple hours in there to help out. We have full paraprofessionals in there, giving them ideas, different things that they can do in the class. But we do have a certified teacher certified teacher that does go in there to observe, to check out the paras, kind of see what they're doing, see how the kids are working out and the dynamics. So we don't have one yet. That would be awesome if we can find one. Because these
How
students-
long have we been searching for one? Because it's not even advertised.
We just lost one last year. We just lost her last year.
Okay,
And she was pretty good. She was really good about communicating with the parents and stuff. But yeah, that would be
okay,
perfect.
thank you.
Yeah, they need that consistency.
Mr. Cantu, can we make sure that Ms. Mata gets taken care of?
Yes, of course. I was gonna see what I can do with Ms. Rogers, and I was gonna reach out to.
Because I do know that Ms. Rogers was supposed to reach out to her.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was part of that program too. It was really good.
Thank you. I have no further questions.
Was y'all's benchmarks the interim or the star release?
It's
You know?
we tried to look for, okay, so what we got, I was looking for some direction, or we were looking for some direction, to see which, we know what questions the students missed, but we wanted to get that on paper form to show the teachers, hey, we need a, this is the way this question was asked, because there's different ways a particular team can be asked, right, different verbs that they use. We were told that it is considered
y'all offer incentives or something for just passing the benchmark or mastering and kind of elevating that motivation?
I don't know if we've had, I don't believe we've had that
Nothing
conversation.
for
Sit down
benchmark?
as far as advocating what we're gonna do, but that's something we can definitely look into.
Yeah,
As
because,
the teachers, they sometimes say, well, we've had you read for it, you don't have to stay for tutorials, but.
I, you know, offer another motive or something motivation,
They
motivation.
have like a couple of instances, like Ms. Bass was saying, that, on the wording or whatever, so like, one of our lessons, I think on the third grade reading, we focus on, okay, summarize or whatever, the word that was on the test was paraphrase. So they're not used to hearing paraphrase, used to hearing summarize. And then another on the math was, usually if it's a number line, they jump on the number line, well, on the test, it was just arrows, it wasn't a jump. So just little things like that is something different for our kids when they're at that level. It could just throw them off. Sometimes it's not even, they don't know it, it's the way it's phrased that'll throw them off. And so it's the difference of just knowing what you need to know for the test and then just knowing how to take a test, which is what I always tell my third graders, like these are the multiple ways you're gonna see it. And we would always go back to the star sentence stems that they would release. It was region 13, I think it would release it. And it's like, okay, this skill, this is all the different ways you're gonna ask it. So it was another thing for us is they're used to like a bar graph going up and down. Sometimes now they'll see it sideways, so they have to make sure that they teach it both ways. Just little things.
Thank you all very much.
I got one more for Ms. Bass. I'm sorry. I just want to go back to our biology, right? It being that it's one of our core courses, and you mentioned there's one certified teacher and one not. Has there been concerns that, first of all, is the same curriculum being taught in both classes? You know, and you know what I'm trying to get at, right? Like, the concern is, what if this teacher ain't teaching this, and they're not quite, the students ain't meeting or understanding what they're supposed to be learning? Has there been any about that, or?
Yeah, so not only do they teach the same thing, but the certified teacher is the mentor teacher to the non-certified teacher, and they also have collaboration together, like where they're actively planning together. The instructional coach is an integral part of that to make sure that there is alignment. The instructional coach is in all of our non-certified teachers' classes daily. She's in and out just to make sure that when I'm not in there, just to make sure that everything that's supposed to be covered that we went over at PLCs during planning, that it's being executed in the classroom. But yes, if you go into one of the classes, any given time, you go into third period to the teacher on the left, and then you walk out and you go into the teacher on the right, you're going to see that they're doing the same thing. They just might be a little bit off on timing depending on the group of students they have in front of them.
Yeah, and I was just asking because, it's.
That we tread cautiously with, because the last thing that we would want is for it to do more harm than good.
Yeah, and I was asking more like as a parent as well, right? Because, I mean, I know it's.
Yeah, no, it's a very valid concern to have. We're doing our best to stay on top of it to make sure that they're getting the same in both. And the data has shown that we're looking to exceed the 80 mark of last year.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tonight, the report you'll have is for January 2025 food service, and on the report you'll see the comparison for January 2024. As you review the report, do you have any questions for me?
Do we have any pending projects? Like, we purchased all these big items in the past. Are there any that we're still pending, or we're all finished? Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
purchase body cameras for the whole department. Of course, this helps us with criminal investigations, keeping integrity of officers, and keeping people accountable events going around. And then thanks to the tech department, we did get new computers for our offices, so ours were pretty outdated, and the officers were pretty excited about getting new desktops. So that was a good little boost. Tasers, we do have tasers for the department. They're pretty old. They don't even make the tasers that we carry now. So, and they're dead. The batteries have been dead since I've been here, since probably about 5 years. So I'm looking at purchasing the newer, updated tasers to keep the department, or just a little bit up to date with what everybody else is using. And we did design a new uniform patch and getting new uniforms. Right now we kind of wear like a blue tactical uniform. I kind of want to get away from that tactical scene and kind of get more of a uniform presentation for the officers. Our new hired officer, he is on currently, he completed his orientation phase. He's on phase 1. He's coming out great. He's picking up stuff pretty well, so we're just kind of polishing him up a little bit and send him on his way. So if I do see 2 officers together, it's because of injury. The Knox box project. I had trouble finding us a Knox box that I thought would be good for the department, for the district. I finally got a hold of a company, and it's going to be a red steel box with the padlock. And right now I'm looking to purchase 25 of them, which is a number that will cover 2 per building for the whole district. So once that's done, the combination code will go to Cook County Dispatch, and if an officer overnight or during the day meeting, and then Cook County Dispatch may get that combination to somebody inside the building. So the sign update for the building signs kind of bumped heads. The vendor was kind of confused the fire code, and the signs he created didn't meet the fire code for the school district. So he got that fixed, and he just called me today, so he should be coming next week to install the signs. So part of the fire code is the signs need to be reflected. The door makes the signs to be reflected. So he got those corrected. Should be getting those soon. Security detail for events. Increasing security detail. I traveled to Illinois with the boys, and I also traveled to Stockdale last night for a little bit. So it's been working out. Stockdale was pretty rowdy. That game was pretty rowdy, but it went well. No issues, no incidents. So, yeah, have any questions?
Good evening, board. Daniel Garza with the technology department. Just kind of grinding. It's the winter thing. It's that part of the time where we're just, the tech department's grinding away, knocking out work orders, little projects and things like that. Most of the highlights are been working with the air performance for the HVAC controls. We're getting ready to automate our system, kind of going to a one system. So I've been working with the gentleman from Air Performance, getting all that squared away. In the data center, we reactivated our virtualization software. We upgraded to a newer version, so we had to get that all squared away and activated. Our cybersecurity, we removed the old endpoint detection software, whatever, installed a new one. Adrian pushed that out today, and so it's already kind of been getting installed. ESA Solutions was here fixing a lot of the issues with the doors, the card readers, some of the sets. You know, as the doors keep slamming, screws get loose, and then the strikes move, and so they don't open, so a wire gets cut. So they came out and put some type of special little reinforcement screw on the back end that expands on the back, so that should alleviate a lot of the issues we were having. They worked at the junior high annex, the auto tech shop, intermediate, so all those were pretty squared away. The tech team has been pretty busy installing cabling for the vape sensors, environmental sensors. So they've been running cables. Some of it, you run into a hard ceiling, and they have to push an air duct open and figure out some way without tearing sheetrock and just to run a cable. Yes. So we have some squirrels that we trained. So we'll tie the string on the squirrel, and then we'll wave a little pecan or something. No, but it's been pretty challenging to. We've learned, quite a bit as far as the team has, as far as how to run up the cable a certain way or whatever. instructional technology-wise, the tech department, most of us went to the TCA conference in Austin. It was a good learning experience. A lot of good information that was put out there. I missed it last year, so I was glad that I got to go this year and see some of the new technologies or what other districts are doing and coordinating. Operations, as far as we installed some new desktop computers for the police department, so they got some nice 27-inch monitors, pretty updated computers, so they shouldn't miss anything on the screen. No, so. And then, what else? Fencing project, other duties or whatever. The maintenance department has been helping us with the backhoe, kind of clearing out the fence, removing the fence, trying to stay ahead of the installers when they can. Of course, they're a small department, so they get busy and get pulled away. So, but it's progressing pretty good. I think we got 400 feet left, linear feet left of fence paneling. So we'll see how far that gets us. I think there's gonna be a little section that we might have to request some more fencing to kind of keep everything with that black commercial wire, not scalable fence. That way it looks uniform and looks nice. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The maintenance department has been picking it up and disposing of it. Yes, sir. What else are we? They already finished up on Govea, during the back of where Mr. Vinton lives. That's kind of where they hit a stopping point because they're waiting for more poles or whatever to come in. In the meantime, the gate hardware had been ordered and they had started fabricating the gates and they ran into a delay with some of the hardware, but that's already come in, so they already started making more gates. They already installed on Alabama. They already put 2 of the gates, so that's kind of what we're like. That's what the gates would look like. Manual gates as well. They dropped off the hardware for that, or the frames, so those will start getting
So I
installed
have a
here
question.
this week.
Is the college building gonna have any kind of security? Oh, like a gate in that door,
Like
that
in the front?
entrance? Uh-huh.
It's kind of, each campus has like one door open to where you can come in. Like junior high has it on Alabama. Intermediate has their front door, they're not behind a second gate.
Because, I did notice that in that building, and on the other side, we have a metal detector, right?
Mhm.
And we have it fenced on the outside. But on this side, we have nothing.
Yes, ma'am.
Like nothing, and not even like a camera to see who's out because the office is inside.
That's one of
I don't know if-
one of the things where we're looking at ordering another door intercom. But as far as putting a gate, no, because we want at least one door that was accessible, like if you need to egress or whatever, you're not coming behind gates and stuff. Even though you can install panic bars, but just like I said, the high school has, every campus has a door that's going to be not
Okay.
behind the second.
Like if you'd like to go and see what I'm talking about,
We
because
discussed it at the principal meeting yesterday, and we're looking at a camera.
to do something for that.
Intercom just to be able to see who's out there and if we need permission to come in. So
Okay.
that's part of the-
Yeah, that's good, because there's no additional security for the ladies that
Yeah.
work
Like
there.
if we put a metal detector with somebody
Or
who would man
students.
that, and you know what I mean? That's kind of like, that's the college works in that area, so that's what we're trying to.
I mean, if it has to go in collaboration or, branch out. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Shelton Architect, with Mr. Bobby's been working on our emergency reference plans. Some of those campus maps we had just weren't to scale. I think I addressed it at a previous meeting. Certain rooms, like this room might have been a big boardroom, but now it's like maybe two rooms or 4 rooms. And when you look at the campus maps, a lot of those don't reflect those changes. So as a responding officer, in case of an emergency, it's like, well, I'm looking for this room where it doesn't appear on the map. So we kind of got with the architect, sent them all our plans. They drew up what a good draft, and they'll be here next Thursday to kind of do the walkthrough. And we're going to walk through every building and look for every storage closet, every electrical closet, every technology IDF closet, an attic, is there a basement, and annotate that on the map so we have a good reference map. Yeah. So like the junior high is a good example where that office is, where certain people are at. That used to just be a classroom back in the day. Now it's like, I think like 2 or 3 offices in there. So things like that to make sure that our emergency kind of lines up. Also, as far as gas cutoffs, water main shutoffs, main electrical panels, things like that. So, and in the case of an emergency, hey, we need to shut the gas. Freddie, where's Freddie? Everybody call Freddie, and we're all looking for Freddie. You know, the custodian or somebody can say, oh, the gas main is right here on Alabama Street and Pecan. Let's go shut off the gas or the water. So things, trying to think ahead of things like that, those small details. Also, MTR, Moy Trained by Maintenance Engineers, they came out here, they sent their survey crew to come out here and do a topography survey, tree line survey. They looked at that drainage ditch in the back of the north end of the football field and kind of looking at what they're gonna design. Hopefully within next week, I think we should probably get a plan back or something, an estimate of what it is, you know, and they've met with the city, I believe, already twice. So they're kind of working that plan to see how we're gonna tackle that project, because if we need to build a retaining wall and it's on public property, the city, like, well, do they, you know, do we go in partnership, or how do we fund that and things like that? So, or what they're gonna require, because it's not just the drainage ditch, right? The day that they were there, they're like, well, this is all wrong coming from way over here on Barron Road. So I was like, well, the school's not gonna, I don't know what we're gonna do. So they're looking at a whole.
You're doing a complete engineering study.
Yes, sir, pretty much. Yes, sir.
Daniel, real quick.
Yes, sir.
As far as that, so I know that whenever they drain that tank, that water runs all the way.
Yes, sir.
So that's city, right? That's city
Yes,
water.
sir.
And you said y'all are talking, maybe y'all can collaborate in as far as the expenses to fix that, or
Yes, so right now our fence is right here. Right here's our fence. Our track, like the outside of the track, is within about a foot, Dr. Red, I would say, about two, like where it runs. So right now that water has been running and running, and so even that water that runs, it goes back into the ditch underneath the track, into the football field. So some of that water back flows into our track instead of coming out, because it sits higher than that drainage ditch. But also the dirt, the washout has already deteriorated with the poles and all that's exposed. Now we're gonna, if we can go put a new fence, yeah, but my concern is that all that soil's been eroded and it's gonna collapse. So we just fixed the track. Well, now what happens when the soil from underneath the track erodes, and it's gonna collapse the track on that part? So that's why we can't, the school, and I don't know all the exact laws, we can't put our funding to build in the city's property.
Right.
Unless they give us an easement.
Right.
And so there's no records of all this stuff that was done, like as far as why the fence got put there, who put that culvert that was there for the track. So somewhere back in the day, maybe it was a good, hey, help us out, handshake deal, I don't know.
Yeah.
But there's no record of that, so there's no easement. So that, you know, they've been doing their title work, their research, and are looking out for all those easements. And so that's why they're doing that full out layout to figure out, okay, this is what needs to be done to prevent that erosion from affecting the track, you know. So the engineers are looking at a plan to not be, you know, destroy the track, because we just redid it, but it may be, you know, one of the, just, they're going back and forth that they might have to take out a section of track and build like an L, like a concrete reinforced like an L, and then you build a track on top of that.
and who's gonna pay for that though?
Well, that's what we're.
That's why they're doing the engineering work, because the engineering work is gonna come back.
Yeah.
And depending on where it has to sit, right? The engineering design is when we'll have to either go back to the city or.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, because to me it seems like the city uses that ditch more than what the school does, right?
Yes, sir.
I mean, I don't know. That's just me thinking.
And I mean, like when we did the boundary surveys, right? When we were the first survey, boundary surveys, like you look closer to the back of intermediate, like when we're a little bit more that way. The boundary surveys right here are the state, but their ditch goes in the school property, right? So that's why we built the fence on the school side. I mean, instead of coming all the way to the alley where it should be because of that drainage. So it's things like that that we could figure it out.
Hopefully.
I think that's it. Any questions or concerns for technology or the fencing? Yes, sir. All right. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Good evening, board. I want to thank Daniel for half of my report. Thank you. I want to thank him for getting the backhoe. Without that backhoe, we couldn't clear that fence line. So it was hard work, but we're still working at it. And I just want to do a quick update on the construction projects throughout the district. I know Reyes Construction is working at Tech Flores, and eventually, with their help, we're going to try to install some pole lights, on the new pavement. So hopefully that can get approved. So we can. It's kind of dark, you've been there. I know at the intermediate, they'll start tomorrow removing the old floor on the gym at the intermediate, so that's good. At the high school on the practice gym, they should be finished by Friday, sanding the old wax on the gym. And on the roof, they should, he told me that by Friday, should be able to cap the whole new gym area and maybe complete by the weekend or next week. So the guys are working hard at the softball field, trying to get it ready for this weekend. Any questions? Real busy, yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
No. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening, Board, Dr. Rodriguez. I believe Ms. Gonzalez provided you with a copy of my report. Okay, so I was just going to ask you if you had any questions for me. I did want to let you know that when I counted the flu cases today, we had 3 that were confirmed positive last week. This week, unfortunately, we had one of my MA at TFE who tested positive for flu, so she's out for the week. So we're wait to see how she feels. Hopefully she can recover. But that's been basically what our difficulty has been, is that sometimes the kids don't go to the doctor, and so we don't know how many unconfirmed cases we have, and so of course it continues to spread. So we are stressing, making sure that there's soap and paper towels in the bathroom, and to encourage the proper hand washing and the hygiene, and sanitizer, of course, and all of that. So the other thing that I did want to point out is that we did finally receive the EpiPens that we had were supposed to receive from EpiPens for schools, and so we're keeping them. So we're going to utilize them to place them in other areas of the campuses, and I listed there that I think at TFE we're going to put them in the new gym, and then at the foyer for the 1st and 2nd grade hall. At intermediate, we're going to place them outside the nurse office, and then we're going to place a set at OFSDP DAEP. And then junior high is going to have them in the gym and then the back unit. And then high school will have a set in the weight room and then outside of the athletic trainer office gym area, so that we have at least those other locations as well that are stocked with EpiPens. And we did do our Stop the Bleed and Narcan training with all of the staff. We did high school and junior high on January the 6th when we came back from the break. And then we did TFB and intermediate on the 31st. We also included the alternative campus, and we included maintenance and transportation as well. So, any questions for me in regards to the report?
I have one question.
Uh-huh.
So how sick, or how do y'all determine when a child is able to go home? The reason I'm asking is because I was told that if a child needs to throw up 3 times before.
That's not true.
Okay. Okay, and I just wanted to clear the air because
Like this morning I walked in and I had a little one that was like hunched over with the trash can in front of her. I mean, that child's sick.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not going to make that child go back to class. No, that's not true.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask because whenever I hear that again, I can verify and say no, that's not true. Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
No questions, but just very good report. It was.
Thank you.
It was,
Appreciate that.
it answered a lot of questions.
Okay,
So.
thank you so much.
data that was gathered, from the campuses, this report was finalized, and it kind of, at this stage, Q2, the goal, it started with 20, 30, 40, 50%, with the 30% target, goal one, for all students will increase student achievement in all STAR passing tests, where these kids will be successful at 50% target rate and meet some masters. And so is it on track? Yes. To meet that goal as we continue on to the next quarter and await the start testing in April. Beginning with objective 2, this one is for specifically target special programs, include special ed students, dyslexic students, 504, GT students. And so the target is still the same as well, because they actually take the same test. Really, the state doesn't differentiate. If you're a special student, you still take the same STAR test. And so the standards are the same. And we get the target rate of Q2, or currently, we're not there yet with these students. We're at 25%. Okay, close to 30% with the target, as they continue to provide support for the students. Objective 3, all students will be informed of college and career opportunities, which the target rate is 100% for the year. Currently, Q2 showing 72% of students are aware of college opportunities. If they can enroll, right, for free as college students, like high school students, which is a big opportunity, though. Immediate yes, Pearsall provides ample opportunities to participate in various college and career opportunities throughout the year, to include career days, career fairs, college fairs in high school, CSI test prep, testing, applications, teacher colleges, colleges of the week, etc. I know if you go to some campuses, the doors you'll see for the teachers went to school, university, something to be brought up, which is inspired for students that want to get the degree as well. The next goal, still goal 1, objective 4, 74% of students will be considered CCM already. So currently, Q2 is showing 50% of EHS students being at the CCM already, which is goal 74%. The target is currently at Q2 will be 54. We're 4 percentage points from meeting that target. Have met that target. Students are currently participating in CCMR courses throughout the high school, and they're receiving certification tests as they complete certain programs. Are they on track? Yes. I'm confident that they will meet that target of 74% at the end of the year. Higher. Go to. Now you have a go to objective 1. 85% of campus staff will be informed. Will know that programs that they are participating in are actually going to support students, and that they understand it's going to be successful. So according to surveys that are administered, right, we've administered 2 so far. 81% of our staff see that campus and district programs are beneficial and benefiting students academically. Our target rate is 80% overall, and we're going to continue to try to get to 100%. So did you meet the goal? Yes. While surveying is not available in the first quarter, we did survey twice for Pearsall ID campuses and district level. Just monitor that piece, that portion of the objective 1 goal. Objective, goal 3, objective 2. We've got by the end of the school year, early community involvement is going to increase to 45%. So this target is like we want 45% of all parents to become involved, to participate in activities that go on. That's a high mark, though. I mean, it really is, but we want parents engaged. And as y'all know, it's difficult at the high school level to get parents to activities that go on, especially when there's showcases. At the lower levels, it seems to be like like it's easier to get more parents, but the high school is very difficult to get parents, to get them to show up. So 45% is we're trying to get parents overall, and document that by them being able to document the parents that come in for specific educational purposes throughout the school year. To include parent sign-in sheets, etc. Open house, report card pickup nights, Title I, parent meetings, PTO meetings, CEIC meetings, etc. throughout the year. Then we've got goal 3, objective 1. It says here, by the end of the school year, 45% of parents will see that community involvement and engagement opportunities were meaningful. And as of Q2, symposiums that occurred, night parents were surveyed. They were surveyed and asked, do you think this is beneficial and can you use what you learned to help educate the child? And I mean, the majority of the people who responded, y'all, were very pleased with the outcome of going through breakout sessions and being a part of this educational week symposium, which is good. So we're trying to get parents engaged, trying to get them some information so that they can implement that at home and work with the children as they continue to go through public schools here in Pearsall.
Any questions on the district improvement plan?
We ready to bring our good orders, please?
It's 3 months. We have 4 quarters every 3 months. So the next one is scheduled to be out in right after STAR test. So the final test will come out. He said between May and June. As soon as we get the data.
Anybody have any questions on that? Item H, update on the district's current electricity provider.
Yes, sir. So we have Ruben de los Santos. Those of y'all that have been here longer, long-standing board members, may know this gentleman who's come up here before. He was scheduled to be here to present to y'all, but the weather conditions aren't showing very, promising for us travel. So he comes to us, I think, out of Corpus Christi. He's been serving the district for the longest time, trying to go out in the market and find the best available rates regarding electricity providers. And so the last time that the district approved a provider was during COVID. Y'all may barely remember, but 2019, correct? And so the rates were different back then. And the district locked it in, the board locked it in for, I think, 3-4 years. And now that the term is set to expire May 31st. And so it's very important that y'all know that it's up and what the next steps will be for finding a provider that we can try to find to help when we pay our electricity bill. Ruben, are you there?
Presentation, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, okay, great. Can y'all see the presentation on the board?
Yes, sir.
Okay, wonderful. Well, thank you all for having a good evening, President Reyes, fellow board members, Dr. Rodriguez. I'm gonna take you guys down a little journey of energy and what we're dealing with here in ERCOT. The district's not alone in this. This is just happening to just about everybody. And I'll run through some of the historicals. I work for Trade Energy Advisors. We're a consulting firm. And also represent Axion and a local. So I'll explain the relationship there and how that pertains to the district. There we go. Okay, so as Dr. Rodriguez mentioned, the district's current agreement is fabulous. We utilize the interlocal process, and the district entered into an agreement back in January 7th, 2021. It was a competitive RFP, and at the time, the district opted to select a 48-month contract term, which began in June of 21. So this contract is going to expire basically at the end of May with June meter reads. And the contract price is a little over 4 cents. So it's a really good contract price. At that time period, 2019, 2020, 21, I mean, these were all-time low prices that we've seen in the marketplace. So it's a catch-22 because it's very hard to replicate these numbers. We did include the new facilities that were but we included them in the contract, so we got them at that same price. Talking about what was it, the gym, and I think the new junior high. There was a couple of facilities that are now completed, y'all's newest facilities. So in I don't remember the exact exact date, but of course, we had some big events that occurred after the contract signature. Probably the biggest was Winter Storm Uri. So Uri changed a lot of things just because of where the market went. Um, they created a new ancillary service called the ERCOT Contingency Reserve Service and Firm Fuel Supply Service. So these were all just fees that that were imposed on all customers by retail suppliers to beef up our grid. You know, we hear our governor speak about, you know, our grid is resilient, and this is why. Well, let's see how resilient it is, right? But this is one of the reasons why they threw a lot of money at it. Market securitization charges, these impacted everybody as well. Basically, a lot of retail suppliers ended up going bankrupt, and somebody had to bail them out, and that somebody was us as the consumers. So these were probably the most significant changes that have occurred. Retailers have gotten a very good handle on these items, so they're not as impactful anymore. So as I mentioned, and Dr. Rodriguez mentioned, your contract price is well below current market prices. So jump to the next slide. So we did issue a new RFP for retail services. We did this last spring. It was advertised in the local periodical. Multiple contract terms were requested. We got responses. Actually, we got responses from about 5 qualified retailers. I've shortlisted 3, and when we did get the actual response, the responses in, the market just skyrocketed. This was in April, and this was due. This energy market, the way it operates, is based on the way traders feel about the future. And if somebody goes and mentions somebody important, at this time, it was the president of ERCOT that you know came up with provided some information that was somewhat factual, but you know, you kind of had to weed through what he was saying, and the market took it at you know, at his word, and it just jacked the prices up significantly. So we basically decided to hold back. Whoops, jumped up. So we basically decided to hold back a bit and continue to monitor the market. So with respect to the RFP and the supplier that we want to select, it's not just about a contract price. It's about their ability to perform, their experience, the components within the contract, as well as the contract considerations. So we want to have a good retail supplier. I'm going to jump into some graphs here shortly, but I just want to go over this bullish and bearish driver. So there's 2 opposing factions when it comes to energy, and this applies to both electricity and natural gas. On the bullish side, because most of your thermal electricity in ERCOT is made with natural gas combined cycle combustion. Natural gas is a very key energy element when it comes to power prices. Basically, natural gas is used to heat up boilers, create steam, turns a turbine, and that's how electricity is made at these natural gas power plants. The majority of our electricity. Now, we've all seen the you know, all of the other types of power generation that there is in the marketplace as well. All the renewables and whatnot. So, but gas is probably the most important variable that we have with respect to fuel. And as gas prices go up, if they go up, it can push power prices up. So that's a bullish variable. If gas prices come down, you know, it's a bearish variable, right? If we have a bunch of gas in inventory and whatnot, that's helpful with respect to electricity prices. Not helpful for our drilling friends in our area, but for electricity prices, it's helpful. LNG is a big draw on natural gas right now. We're drawing 14 BCF per day, and that is probably not going to stop. It's going to continue to go up. So on the natural gas side, I think that we're going to, you know, we've got some tremendous resources, and we're going to utilize what we've got. I guess until it's gone. But probably within this bullish area, the most impactful that we're seeing right now is the growth that we're seeing in Texas. And the growth in particular in data centers. So these data centers are responsible for, I don't know exactly how they operate, but these data centers function to support artificial intelligence. They're basically just a bunch of computers that are doing a lot of things, right? A lot of things to create AI. And these are massive. I mean, they are huge, huge power draws. Um, Bitcoin was also another huge power draw, as well as industrial load. So this is probably the biggest culprit, in my opinion, with respect to what's been pushing prices upwards. Okay. Um, so on that end, bearish wise, to me, if we could figure out if overnight or within a few months or a year, there's some technology improvements that cuts the chip energy consumption in half, we could see this drop significantly, right? That's one of the beefs right now about data centers is there's such energy hogs. As we know, Texas is a pro-business environment. Current political climate is, we're going to go for AI and we're going to beat China. So I don't see this going away. So I think this is one of the reasons I know this is one of the reasons why power prices have been going up and may continue to go up. But that's not it. I mean, there's other things that matter. Trying to put your finger on one, it's like you need 10,000 fingers to plug all the holes. It's impossible. This is just a quick picture. I think I took this February 10th at about 1804 hours. And this is just a picture of the ERCOT grid stack. I don't know if you guys have ever seen this, but this shows all of the generation resources. And as I mentioned a while ago, your natural gas resource, that's here in this purple, that's our biggest resource out there. This is posted on the ERCOT website daily. Right now, it's probably up around 75,000 megawatts. These are in megawatts, okay? And keep that in mind, megawatts. We have solar. You can see where the solar comes in and then it fades off. You can see where the wind doesn't start up until later on in the afternoon. Most recently, we hadn't seen this at all, but we have power storage now. So there's some batteries that are being implemented. Pretty good amount of batteries, 278 megawatts. Not a ton of power. It's equivalent to a power plant, kind of, but at least it's something. And then, of course, we have some nuclear power. We have the South Texas plant in Bayside. I think no, not Bayside. Bay City, yeah, STP, yeah. So this nuclear power plant is the most efficient plant we have, and this thing runs every single day full throttle. This is like I said, just thought you'd find this interesting, the way that our power supply curve is on a daily basis. It looks very different in the middle of summer. This thing goes up to, last summer it peaked at 86,000. And then it also looks very different on days like today. We have a new winter peak. So days like today, when it's super cold, we're seeing these the generation reach max capacity. Okay, so this is a very recent report. This is called the ERCOT Capacity Demand Reserve Report. This is just released in February 12th. And I just want to point out, so this is 2025, right here, 25, 26. Can you guys see my cursor okay? Where I'm moving around? Maybe. First column's 25, second's 26, third's 27. But the main thing I want to just emphasize is the projected forecasted growth. Okay, so this is one of the reasons we're seeing prices jump up. The forecasted growth in '26 goes from 82,000 megawatts to 100,000, to 117,000, to 133,000. These are very, very large numbers. And the majority of this load can be attributed to data centers. Data centers. So these data centers are like 75 megawatts apiece, or bigger. Now, very recently, there was one data center in San Marcos. San Marcos is a municipality. They contracted directly with Energy Transfer Partners. You guys have probably heard of that big midstream company, to provide gas directly to them. They're going to build their own power plant. And that's actually good. That's good for the grid. That's good for all of us. And we might see more of that happening. One of the fallacies around this is, okay, you can build it, but you also have to get it to places. And right now, you can build all kinds of generation. You may need it at this other point, but if you don't have the line in between to be able to transport it, it's kind of like hooking up a water hose to a fire hydrant. It's going to pop. You just can't do it. So some of these things are kind of, you got to figure that component out. But this is, very, very recent information that is very impactful to power prices. And I think it's got the market kind of up, not kind of, but, made it pop a little bit here over the past week. So this is just a graph. This is a very important graph of the South Zone load zone calendar strip. So each one of these colors, this red one here, for instance, represents calendar year 2025. And these are wholesale prices. Okay, so it still has to get turned into a retail price. A while ago, I talked about the RFP. This is when we issued it. This is what happened when Pablo Vega made some comments. I mean, the market just jumped like crazy. So we've been monitoring the market. It really hasn't, I mean, it came down a little bit. And look, trying to find these lows is just so difficult. It's jumped up a little, so it's not gone crazy since then, but we're not going to see the 4 cent, 3.5 cent prices that we previously seen in the past. I can say this: the market goes up and it goes down. I've been doing this since the market opened, since 2002, and we've had events where prices are even much higher than this. If you all remember Hurricane Ike in 2008, I mean, that drove power prices very, very high for a good while. So something I think will eventually turn the tide. It always does. These are current natural gas prices. So we've seen natural gas prices go up as well. The year-over-year change for the a 12-month strip is up 37%. Calendar 24 is up 32%. So, these gas prices aren't terribly high. It's just that they've been terribly low for a long time. And that's just the reality of it. This is actually going to probably cause some additional natural gas rigs to encourage them to go out in the market and start drilling for natural gas, in my opinion. So these are fairly current strips. And then, of course, this is called a natural gas storage report. This comes out every Thursday. And, this determines how much gas is in storage. It's published by the Energy Information Administration Agency. Hopefully they'll be around in another month. Who knows? But gas currently is below the 5-year average. It's not terribly low, but it's below, and it's because of this weather that we've been having, right? Not too long ago, it was way above the 5-year average. So gas was trading at $2, less than $2 per 1,000 cubic feet for certain months. So we have a lot of gas production. Weather's impacted it. Could see a warm spell, and this goes up again. But this is something that is relatively important as well. So some contract price considerations, what we have is what called a full requirements fixed price product. That means it includes all the components of electricity. It also has certain very important variables like adding and deleting of allowances for meters. It's a governmental contract. We have governmental language such as Chapter 2251, Prompt Payment Act, and non-appropriations provision. As well as all the other charges, ancillary charges, line losses, or DC. These different variables here make up what's called a retail price from wholesale. Your ancillary, line losses, or DCs, shade premiums. The other component that y'all have in your electricity are AEP's charges, your regulated charges, right? And so these are separate. These are regulated, and the district's average cost for these are actually very good compared to other school districts. They're a little over 4 cents, 4.3 cents per kilowatt hour. The district's done a really good job of timing load reductions at the high school. The high school is the district's biggest meter, and if it's over a certain amount, there's a variable in there called a coincident peak variable. It's a cost component that's built into that tariff for that size meter, and if you can reduce load during those time periods, it reduces your bills significantly. It's worth quite a bit of money. So I talked to Dr. Rodriguez about this. He reaches out to Benny and basically shut down some chillers at the high school during these critical, real hot periods in the summer months. So that's been very helpful. The power prices, unlike when we shop for residential, we have a residential price that's sitting out there for a little while. We can think about it. When we're doing commercial, industrial electricity, they're good for the day. So retail suppliers are putting their best foot forward, and these prices move during the day, from day to day. So it's important to be able to transact on a timely basis. So these are just indicative prices. So I got some of these prices. Today's Wednesday. Yesterday and some today. And so these are average prices, right, compared to the district's current contract price. And as you can see, they're much higher. And this is the norm, for the time that we're in. So I think that the market's a little startled right now with the CDR report. Okay. I also think that this latest weather event that we've had has caused a little uplift as well. So these, like I said, these are current prices. 12-month term would begin June 1, go through 5/31/26, and this is the average offer that we received is a little over 7 cents, and so on and so forth. 24 all the way through 120 months. So if we knew for sure, if we had a crystal ball and said, hey, everything's going to triple in the next 5 years, you would just take the long ball, right? As we did 4 years ago, I mean, we had some long-term offers, and the preference was to do something shorter. And you can never hit the nail on the head when it comes to this. It's very easy to look back and say, well, we should have done it here, right? I mean, it's a very easy thing to analyze. So anyhow, these are some current price offers. So strategy going forward, my recommendations, just continue to monitor the market. As I mentioned, I think the market got a little bit startled because of these reports and the recent cold snap. There's basically 3 ways we could go. The district can do a short-term contract, a mid-term, or a long, right? And shorts 12 months, mids 5 years, and then long is 10. That's kind of the way I would categorize them. If the district wanted to log into a short, 12, what I would highly recommend is just to continue with the procurement process, keep monitoring the market. You can lock in another additional term if and when the market improves. And that's the big question. Last year, probably the best time to buy power was in August of all times. During the hottest months, it's one of the highest priced months, but it was in August. And it's just a very weird dynamic where you cannot pinpoint the month or the time that is going to be the absolute best to buy power. It's just a matter of staying on top of the market and looking for opportunities. So with that, I'm going to stop filibustering the meeting, and if y'all have some questions, I can answer. If y'all have any questions.
Yes, so the district's currently paying like a little over 4 cents a kilowatt, right, on one side. Then we have pass-through charges on AEP, another 4 cents. And like what he was saying, the AEP part, it's based on a summer audit that occurs, and in hopes that that you have a high increase of usage, so that AEP can increase their charge. And I've seen it before on this side, about 11 cents, 13 cents. So you have to add that to the 4 cents, right? And so what Mr. De Los Santos is saying is that, the market right now is depending on, where you're shooting the dice, right? Do you consider doing 1 year at 7 cents, right? On just a regular charge, not the AEP part, right? That's additional. Exactly, and in hopes that it'll go down to be able to redo a contracts at a low, because like in summary, we budget like $600,000 for 4 cents a kilowatt and AEP. So if it goes to 7 cents, actually it's over 50% higher now, right? So the good thing is the LED stuff will help the more, because it will help on that side to try to reduce the consumption. It's about the consumption of kilowatts. But it's just proceed with caution, or I know you were talking about 4 years, right, at 6 cents, right? And so that's what he was saying. You have a short term, a middle term, or a long term. And so ultimately is like, as you proceed here, what is the best thing to consider? Because that's what the market is showing right now. And you try to get the best interest of the district, right? So that, the fees are respectable. The electrical fees, which is a big portion of the budget, y'all.
I would say, I've been in this industry since 1992, when before the market was deregulated. I used to work in voluntary radio, and back when it was CPNL, if y'all remember that, C Central Power Line, and then it turned into AEP acquired CPNL. And, back then, power prices for school districts were about, because it was all into regulated radio, they were about 11 cents, 12 cents. They were high. So we've had, over this past few years, kind of an artificial low price environment. And that's part of the thing that's hard to digest, is just the fact that, wow, we had this price, these prices, and now it's come to this, right? So I just think this is a new normal. And all the counterparts that I speak to in the industry, other consultants, retail suppliers, they believe that as well. Now, nobody knows for sure, right? There's some technological breakthrough that comes in. I mean, we could see these prices drop quite a bit. The last big event that caused prices to drop was when the federal government, and they still are, but when they started providing the incentives for renewable power, and all these, windmills and solar panels were being built because they were subsidized quite significantly by the government. And that created an environment for all of these long-term contracts. They had a model that worked for them. So, on one hand, I think we're still lucky that they're offering these long-term offers. On the other, I want those old prices back as well. And I don't think we'll get back to 3-cent ranges, 4-cent ranges, maybe the fives. You just gotta keep your eye on the ball. So,
So what happens if we don't renew the contract in May?
So what happens if we don't renew the contract, Ruben, in May or June?
yeah, so if you don't renew the contract, the lights don't turn on. The contract has specific language in it, basically where it's called a holdover rate. And it's something you don't want to get to, just because
That's why I wanted to ask.
it's a very, very
We
expensive.
were disconnected for non-payment, we were disconnected for not having a contract.
Did not know that part myself.
Well, I mean, at some point, once you're on the holdover rate, if you stop paying, they'll, they gotta go through a due diligence, but they do everything they could to not, and, get AEP to pull the plug, but, I wish I had better news to.
It's just informational, just to kind of make you aware of where
So,
we.
so if we went with a 4-year contract, what type of a percentage change? Are we looking like at about a 20 to 30% change or what?
If you have a 4-year, assuming, stays 68, so we're at 41, and these are HUD prices.
Wait, 41? 41? No, 0.041 divided by 0.068.
25%. But I don't have my calculator.
It's about 50%.
How much?
50%, about 50%, 50% increase. Yeah. I mean, you go
Because you
4
double 4 to 6.
4 to 6, right.
The accountant over here is going.
60% actually.
Yeah, but that's just on the energy side, right? Not on the wire side. So in whole, it's not, percentage-wise, it's not as high. Now AEP's charges are probably gonna be creeping up as well. They've got components that they can adjust, that are approved by the commission, by the Public Utility Commission. So it's
40%. 40%.
40%. Yeah, this is heading, there's a lot of customers are expiring in, May of this year. It's a common end date, and in 26 and 27, so, the curves in those timeframes aren't that great. And that's because we have quite a bit of new energy that's thermal energy that's planned. The commission authorized I think it was I don't know, $3 billion fund of low interest, zero interest rates to encourage some of these generators to build up to 10,000 megawatts. Then that's fully subscribed. So that's going to get built. That's already baked into all of these curves that we see. They bake it in very quickly. These forward traders. It's not enough. The other thing that's happening though, I was listening to a podcast of one of the big retail suppliers. There's plans to beef up our grid, our certain components of our transmission grid. So going from 345 to 690 kVA. That's a big deal. Just upping that capacity on our transmission line. So a lot of moving parts in this, and unfortunately, we're just not seeing it go downwards. But we've got a few months to keep monitoring it, and at worst, what I would recommend is just locking in at least 1 year, and then monitor it real closely and make plans to lock in an additional time frame soon thereafter. It's a very difficult item to figure out, and I've had various entities want to just take the long ball. Their view is, these things are not gonna get any better any soon. And, you really can't argue with any decision, whether you go short, whether you go long, whether you go midterm. It's a very, you know, there's just too many variables floating, uh, physical, political, weather, different types of fuel sources. Um, One of the big events that occurred as well that really caused prices to go up, I want to say it was in 22, was the invasion of Ukraine, when Russia invaded Ukraine. Prices jumped quite a bit, from one day to the next. And that was pretty much natural gas driven. Uh, but things like that can have a big impact. Now, if we if that war ends and all of a sudden Russia starts selling gas to Germany again, and everything gets hunky dory, we might see all of this stuff drop, right? So there's two sides to all of this, and more. But I know at the end of the day, the district wants to pay as little as possible to get the energy. So
Well, thank you, Ruben, for that
thank you,
information.
Doctor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you all for your time, and I apologize for not being there. I can certainly make it next month if I need to, and we'll keep on monitoring the market.
Thank you, sir. We'll let Doctor know. We may look at this March, probably maybe in April, and that'll give us a month. But we'll get with Doctor on it, and we thank you for your time.
Sure. And the one thing I did mention is if we do see a really nice drop in the market, I'm going to ring the bell, okay? And that's all I can do. These prices don't last very long when the retailers offer them. So he may approach you all, just I guess giving you an informative regarding plans to move forward. So thank you all very much. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, sir.
Good night.
Actually do it twice. One, if it was consolidated on it, except the increasing taxes or one little item off of it. So we normally pay anywhere from like 40,000 high as 54,000 a month. Low would be in the 30s. How that helps. We average around 48.
Make a motion to approve the December 18, 2024, January 15, 2025, and January 22, 2025, as presented.
Do I have a second?
Good evening, everyone. I did want to point out, sir, that in January, we paid 40,000 for electricity. Okay.
On page 52, you will find the Exhibit C3 for the month ended January 31st, 2025. For the general fund, total revenues were $16,970,164. Total expenditures were $11,334,883, with an excess of revenues of $5,635,281. The year-to-date fund balance was $38,423,782. For our food service fund, total revenues were $725,571. Total expenditures were $972,240, with a deficiency of revenues of $246,669, bringing the year-to-date fund balance to $924,591. For our debt service fund, the total revenues were $2,587,229. Total expenditures were $200,200, with the excess of revenues of $2,387,029, and a year-to-date fund balance of $3,665,735. On page 81 is the schedule of general fund certificates of deposit. Amounts invested this month were $37,500,000. Interest accrued at the end of the month was $145,351.78, with the total value at the end of the month of $37,645,351.78. On page 83 is the schedule of interest and sinking fund certificates of deposit. Amounts invested this month were $2,888,117.54. Interest accrued at the end of this month was $10,707.06, with the total value at the end of the month of $2,898,824.60. On page 85 is the general fund investment and Lone Star investment pool. For the month of January, interest earned was $4,330.33. Total interest earned was $22,711.70, with total investment plus year-to-date interest earned $1,114,429.16. Does anybody have any questions? Yes, sir. Where we started using that during the COVID, it's where it's put online. I don't know if y'all, it's your department that does it, sir, where it's a Zoom subscription? Yes. Yes. And that's a monthly reoccurring fee until you guys decide otherwise, or you don't want it any longer. We will start soon, looking at that. Normally in February, we start looking like in-house at things, and then we'll start having meetings, probably in March, with the campus administrators. And sending out those worksheets like we did last year, just as a starting point and moving forward.
Anybody have any questions?
No, sir.
Being I have no questions, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Ignacio Aguilar, seconded by Ms. Mari Benavides to approve the
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to item 10, action items. We'll go to item A, consider and possible action on the request of approval of any single budgeted purchase of goods or services that cost 25,000 or more, 24-25 school board, school year.
As per board policy, CHA local, any vendor that paid 25,000 or more requires board approval. And we asking that the board approve the two vendors, LED Authority and Ford Chaparral.
Anybody have any questions regarding those two items?
Are both of these in like local budget? Like where are they getting funded through?
The maintenance supplies,
Maintenance.
contractor services, and the police department budget.
Okay, and those are, there's funds in the local budget
Yes.
for this? Okay.
Any other questions? I don't have any other questions. Can I have a motion to approve item A for the approval of the $25,000?
Make a motion to approve both the Chaparral Ford and purchase through AAP Career Results Company, as presented.
I have a motion by Mr. Matthew Legas, seconded by Mr. Lionel Gandara to approve the Ford Chaparral and the LED Authority as presented. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion carries. Next, we'll go to item B, consider and possible action on resolution of the board regarding wage payments during school closure. Dr. Luther.
Yes, sir. We have Ms. De Leon here, who is instrumental in helping us with this resolution. It's a requirement. Anytime that compensation occurs when staff are not able to attend because of inclement weather.
Good evening, Board. So we are asking for compensation for those that did have to come to work on that day. Actually for everybody that, due to the inclement weather that we had to close, they would otherwise not get paid if they weren't here at work. So we're asking for a resolution for y'all to approve that so that they can get paid for that day.
You know what the cost was?
I don't know, I'm not exactly too sure.
Anybody have any questions on that? Nope. Okay. Do I have a motion to approve the resolution on the board regarding the wage payments during the school closure?
I motion to approve the resolution regarding wage payments during school closure.
I have a motion by Mr. Ramirez, seconded by Mr. Logie Rodriguez to approve item B, the resolution of the board regarding wage payments during the school closing. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion carries. Next, we'll go on to item C. Discuss and consider possible action on approving the revised order for the 24-25 stipend. This is part of the auditor.
Yes, sir. So as part of the auditing recommendations, they are asking for us to reword our spreadsheet where we have our stipend listed to say specifically for the mentor stipend to be updated to specify per mentee, and for the dual credit core stipend to specify per course. They did have questions when people were getting paid, for example, $1,000 for mentoring, and they said, well, it only shows 500. So it's per mentee. So they just want it to be more specific.
Do I have a motion to approve the revision on the 2024-2025 stipend list?
Make a motion to approve the agenda item on approving the revised wording for the 2024-2025 stipend list regarding the per mentee.
I'll second.
I have a motion by Mr. Lionel Gandara, seconded by Ms. Mari Benavides to approve the revised wording for the 24-25 stipend list as presented. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion carries. Thank you. Next, we'll go to item D. Discuss, consider, and possible action on changing the March regular school board meeting date.
second week in March. The scheduled regular meeting is the third week, and so to just give the campus departments time to retrieve information, we'd ask that the board meeting be moved to the next week, next Wednesday, March 26th, or any other date, you know. But 26th is a Wednesday.
Questions, comments, concerns? Nope. If not, do I have motion to
Is
approve?
the 10th through the 14th is ours?
It's spring break, the second week, and then then staff and students return the third week, right?
And you're requesting for
The next one, it's so that week, the campus departments can work on their information and have it prepared.
No, college students are still, college students don't get spring break till the following, so that's all. So we could be, yeah.
Recommended at 26, correct?
Yes, sir. So do I have a motion to approve the March meeting for March the 26th?
I'll make a motion to make our March meeting March 26th.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
So I have a motion by Mr. Matthew Aguilar, seconded by Mr. Lionel Gondara to move the March regular school board meeting to March the 26th. All in favor? Unanimous, motion carries. Next, we will go on to item E, consider and possible action on the appointment of an alternate judge for the elections.
It's on page 96. We had one, had an alternate, but we had no name, do y'all recall? So we did, Ms. Audrey did confirm that Alicia Ramos would serve as an alternate judge.
Where does the recommendation come from?
Hmm?
Where does the recommendation come from? From the elections department or 309? Because we have that order of elections with them, so they refer the ones that worked in the past and want to qualify.
Good question.
Mm-hmm.
So do I have a motion to approve the alternate judge Alicia Ramos as presented?
I'll make a motion to approve Alicia Ramos as alternate judge for the next upcoming election.
So I have a motion by Ms. Mari Benavides, seconded by Ms. Diana Hughes to approve the alternate judge Alicia Ramos as presented. All in favor? Unanimous. Motion carries. Next, we'll go to item 11. For policy, TASB policy update 124 legal and local policies. Items A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Doctor, do we have any?
Minor changes in local policy. Do you have any questions regarding those policies? They're pretty self-explanatory. The main ones regarding the GKA, had to do with vaping now. It's now, it used to be e-cigarettes, right? No smoking allowed by employees. Now, community members, now they're including vaping, right? The vaping is not allowed anywhere. GKA, local. And then on DH, local as well, includes employees also being prohibited from vaping. We do have child abuse requirements, and the district does it every year. Child abuse trainings and sexual abuse, trafficking and stuff. So at the beginning of the year, the DA comes over and provides that training, which is very beneficial. That's on FFG local. The policy consultant from TASB revised, they look at the legal policies that are updated based on the new laws, and it's to make sure that we're in kind of compliance with legals. They said, okay, you should modify yours to include these changes. These are just minor.
These are done like every year, right? Or
Yes, sir.
every third year after they meet.
Yes, sir. That's when it
Or-
starts.
Or there's a major change, then they'll send it to us.
And our locals are, as we need it, but it follows the process.
Exactly.
Any questions, comments? Not, do I have a motion to approve the TASB policy update 124 legal and local policies as presented, items A through H?
I move that the board add, revise, or delete local policies as recommended by TASB Policy Services and according to the instruction sheet for TASB Localized Policy Manual Update 124.
Do I have a motion by Mr. Master Velazquez and by Ms. Hager in position to approve the TASB policy update 124 as presented? All in favor? Unanimous, motion carries. Next, we'll go to item 12, superintendent report updates. Dr. Rodriguez.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much. We have the enrollment report on page 123 across the district, across the campuses. On page 124, you have the upcoming dates, to include tomorrow is the end of the 4-6 weeks grading period. So there's only 12 weeks left of school after tomorrow. There is a scheduled workday, PD day on Friday. There's a holiday on the 28th, next Friday for teachers, students. Then you've got March 7th, also again, which is a Friday, is a student holiday followed by spring break. There's a strategic plan that needs to be approved by the school board of trustees, strategic plan pertaining to the high school. And it's a requirement to be approved. So looking at the dates, we were trying to get it in, it was an oversight, and I would ask to see if we were able to meet next week. And actually, I contacted also TASB to see if they could also bring in a team of 8 training as a requirement before April, right? It's a requirement, right? And so the TASB, because I think you had requested at one time to discuss strategic plan regarding facilities and stuff. They are ready to go. They've been planning it, right? So it would be good to just address that strategic plan, get it approved, so we can submit it to TA, proceed it with a team of 8. In order for it to get credit for everybody has to be in attendance. And they're able to be here on Thursday of next week, if that's okay with y'all.
And it's a 3 hours?
It's a 3 hours, exactly correct. And it's Oren from TASB, he'll keep y'all engaged and stuff, like he wouldn't believe you. So, they couldn't make it on Wednesdays, but on Thursday they can.
That's February 27th?
Yes, sir.
At what time?
6 o'clock. 6 o'clock. We can move it to 6:30 if needed, but at 6, we could get it done earlier.
I need to Houston on a conference with the college.
Tuesday?
I leave on Tuesday to Friday, I return.
Monday?
What time do you return Friday?
I can, whatever time they release us.
Okay. Can I get back with you on a date?
Yeah,
Please?
I'm available
Because-
Monday, I leave on Tuesday morning.
What's that?
I'll be available
Okay.
Monday.
Let me get back with him. Let's see if we can. You got okay with that?
Sunday after church. There's no more football. Let us know.
That's no deadline.
Let us know.
No.
Just at the school
Till
year.
April for that. That report is, the deadline is next week. That report, that needs to be submitted to TA, the strategic plan. Okay, so,
Why did we wait so long?
what, no, we were just told that. We were just told that.
It's a by the way.
Yeah, we're just told. So we gotta get that taken care of. It would be good to do both at the same time, right? It would be nice.